is Adam Treister, and I'm originally from Charleston, West Virginia. I moved to Cincinnati to go to school and to study architecture, and I'm now currently involved with a startup company that I am the founder of called Student Design. I think that especially lately, with all the perils going on right now in the economy, more than ever, I think that people are scared. And to really extrapolate on what I wanted to do when I was younger, which is just to do things and to go in a direction and feel like whatever I'm doing is going to eventually make me successful with whatever that is, whether it's my job, my career, my family, my friends. I hope that today, whatever I'm doing, even with the company that I'm starting, Student Design, I hope that I can really just make it better for myself, like that eventual goal. And really what's motivating me to do this even further is I'd like other people to use what I'm doing to better themselves. I'm trying to create the company that I'm starting as a way for whether it's local businesses or students or both to really benefit from each other. I think that setting up really an arena in which people can help themselves more easily, that really would make me feel better. Sure. So the name of the company is Student Design, and I'm basically creating a social networking website that would allow a university employee or professor or even students to log onto the site and then pair their class projects with actual companies. So as an example, my background is in architecture. We would design fictitious buildings, and they'd be located around the country in various places for different reasons, and it was all fake, it was all hypothetical. I would like to set up my site to basically be introduced into programs such as architecture, where a professor could log on, be paired with an actual company or an organization, whether it's a community center that needs a redesign, or a local company that wants to redesign their coffee shop, or a local retailer, and then the students would be paired with that company, and then they would collaborate on a project, so that not only would the students have an extended learning experience, but the company would benefit by having something completely innovative. Honestly, I'm really inspired by my mother. My father passed away when I was 8 years old, so my mother raised myself, my brother and my sister while running her own company. So I look up greatly to her, and I just look at that as a sense of inspiration for me. I'd like to one day do something like that. So I look at her as a sense of inspiration and strength, and I'm also inspired by, honestly, the problems that we see in the economy right now. Like you read any newspaper or watch the news and you read problems about the economic crisis in the US or around the world, and you can clearly identify all these faulty markets, whether it's finance or real estate, or again, my background is in architecture, so in architecture and design, they're slowly collapsing away. And I really, and this may be a little idealistic, I would like to position Student Design in a way that we can fuel small business and entrepreneurship with the students that we're already using, that are already doing these things in school. It's a way of kind of social recycling, this kind of human capital recycling. How can we just tap this market and really get the students that will eventually go into those markets to begin with to start fueling them even before then? Honestly, open eyes is the most important thing. Open eyes, energy, and optimism. One of the first meetings that I was in with Xavier University, actually, in their incubator, they were instructing us to point out what our experiences, how our experiences can be used as strengths. And I was one of the youngest people in the class, and I raised my hand and I said, you know, it was Professor Joe Carter was in there, and I said, well, honestly, Professor, I'm not experienced. You know, I just graduated school last year. I didn't graduate with a degree in business. I don't know how to run a company. There are a lot of things that I'm good at and I have experience in, although limited. I just graduated from school, but you know, like how can I benefit that? How can I leverage my experience? And then everyone's response to me in the class was, all you have to do is bring your optimism and your energy, and you are going to enter a room as someone new and someone open-minded, and you're going to be flexible, you're going to be able to adapt, you're going to be able to change to your environment and learn new things much quicker than the people that are around you that have been doing the same thing for a while, whether it's a year or whether it's 20 years. You're going to be more likely to take in information, you're going to be able to turn it into something new, adapt to your surroundings, and then pursue a new goal. And I think that that's the biggest strength that people our age have to leverage. I think that it definitely does, and I think that that plays really well to one of the previous questions about when college students are in school and they're choosing a major, which one is for lack of a better description, like a safe bet, like which one are they going to most likely be able to get a job afterwards with, versus what are they really passionate about. I think that we will see more people going toward what they're passionate about, knowing that in whatever industry you're in, jobs are scarce. If you're going to go to school and you're really going to do something and spend your time, why not do something you really love? And you can make enough money to survive. I don't think that's often a problem for a lot of college students. As long as you're motivated out there, I think that you can find a place to survive. You can make enough money to live and eat. But if you're going to make just that amount of money, why not do something that you absolutely fall in love with? And I think that that's what we're going to see much more of. I think that like through the renaissance of the suburbs and the development of real estate and the pushing of everyone out of cities and consumerism and again even further modernism with just this lack of decoration and plain, people started to buy into this idea that I need to make a lot of money so that I can buy the big house and I can get the nice car and I can have the nice clothes. I think that more often than ever you see this resurgence not only to this development of an inner city movement, but also this acceptance of I don't need the car, I don't need the money, I don't need all these things. What I need to do is I need to spend my time doing something that I think is valuable and that I enjoy, and that happiness will kind of just rub off on every part of my life, you know, like osmosis. You know, like if I'm happy and I'm happy doing what I'm doing during the day, it'll spill over into what I do after work, and then that'll spill over into my family or my friends, and then I may not be driving a $50,000 imported automobile, but hell, I'm really enjoying myself and I love spending my time doing exactly what I'm doing. And I think that that's what we're going to see once people start to become more comfortable with this idea of freedom and moving in a direction that's not bound by a career or a job or what you're supposed to do or how many hours a day you're supposed to work or what you're supposed to wear. I think it's all about freedom, and I think that we're recently rediscovering that. Yeah, I do. There's no such thing as failure. Yeah, and that's also something that I'm finding out more and more recently. Whether it's, in my case, starting a business, it's not about attempting to do something and then failing and then having to start over. That does not exist. I'm telling you now, like anyone watching this video, it does not exist. Failure is fake. It doesn't exist. So go after what you want, and instead of failure, look at it as a pivot. Is that you're going to change directions continually throughout your entire life, and whether you have to completely stop, change directions, whether it's a paradigm shift in whatever industry you're in, whether you have to learn a new skill, you are continually changing and making adjustments. Just like an airplane or a car never drives or flies straight, you're not going to drive straight throughout your entire life. You're going to have to hit an obstacle or go around a turn, or maybe you'll get in a couple accidents from time to time. But there is no such thing as failure. Just continue to move, and it doesn't matter what direction you're moving in, you will eventually end up where you're supposed to be.